Is The Walking Dead still popular, or did it fall off? And now this is a discussion I want to have for a long time on my channel, and ever since The Ones Who Live concluded, I've been seeing kind of a decline in The Walking Dead when it comes to the fan base. And for today's video, I have a special guest, which is my brother, to discuss this topic with me. Say hello.
Hey everybody, it's WereHogDX here, and today we are going to be talking about, like what my brother said, how The Walking Dead could have fell off. And this is going to be kind of a, tricky discussion. That's why, all hands on deck for this.
Yeah, so we'll be just giving our opinions and stuff like that, and we hope you all enjoy the video. And now, before we actually get into the video, I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. And I would like to ask you all to like this video as much as you guys can. It helps a ton. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, it is common knowledge that The Walking Dead was one of the biggest TV shows of all time, and especially from season 1 to season 6, it was going really, really great. But when season 7 premiered, and the whole thing about the saviors and just the savior war, it really did decline. And now, so what do you think about that?
I mean, in my opinion, when season 7 came out, it was more of something that Walking Dead fans wanted to see. That's why the casual audience kind of quit, because the casual audience want to see survival, they want to see zombies, but the show kind of became into something that was more intriguing for the fans only.
Yeah, and that I actually agree with, and because I enjoyed season 7 of The Walking Dead. I think even you did as well. And so, but with the casuals, right? And especially with Glenn and Abraham's death, especially Glenn's death, right? Because that's the one I see going around till this day. It seems like a lot of people were turned off by The Walking Dead and just Negan's inclusion in general. But then after season 7 and season 8, it seemed like The Walking Dead was going a little bit up when it came to ratings and just popularity because of season 9, and that's because of the Whisperer arc.
Yeah, the Whisperer arc was something that felt like, yeah, this is more back to Walker territory. We're not going to the political side of Alexandria and Sanctuary, but still it was something like the damage was already done. The viewership is not going to be the way on how it used to be back when the show premiered.
Yeah, and also I think Rick leaving the show was a big hit, right? I'm not saying in a good way, I'm saying in a really bad way, right? Because again, season 9, when season 9 was about to premiere, they already announced that Rick Grimes is leaving the show, and also Andrew Lincoln did express his concerns when it came to that decision. He said that he didn't want any of that spoiled, but AMC wanted to announce it beforehand.
Yeah, but the thing is, in my personal opinion, I feel like if you want to intrigue the fans still, and you don't mind that the casuals might not watch it, I personally liked it on how Daryl was kind of the main character. Not just on biasy that he's my favorite character, just the fact that it felt like he was kind of the Batman of the group, So it felt like this feels like something a little more fresh. And that's what you could see in season 11 and season 10, that it is very, very different compared to back when Rick was around.
No, yeah, but I know what you mean there, but you can't have The Walking Dead without Rick Grimes, right? I mean, that is just a well-known thing. I don't know if that's just my opinion. I mean, you guys can comment down and give your own opinions about that statement there. But personally, I think that after Rick Grimes left the show, it just didn't feel like The Walking Dead. It seemed like a bunch of side characters just having more screen time, in my opinion. And of course, I love Daryl also, right? He's my third favorite character. And Negan's whole character development was incredible on the show. And I do have a video up on my channel that goes down deep in Negan's whole backstory and his character development in The Walking Dead main show. And they did that great. And also giving Daryl that place of I wouldn't say leader of the group, but I would say the main character of the show. It was a good decision financially, right? When it came to the fans and when it came to like, the casuals, because Daryl is a show original character and he was loved very quickly.
Yeah, like this was something that I always thought when watching the show, that Daryl is a show original character and he just feels so much better. So it was like when they want to do some show original stuff, then it did feel like, yeah, Daryl should be the upfront of it and he works better as a replacement for Carl. And partly they mixed it where he replaced Rick and Carl into one. But the fact that Rick Grimes is back, it will be very, very interesting to see on how the CRM stuff could go on with Rick and Daryl. And this is just completely show original, and the fact that they swapped around deaths. So in my personal opinion, the show original stuff, if it was something that took the series down, then it could also take the series up.
Yeah, and it's actually really interesting that you mentioned the CRM, because now I want to discuss about the spin-offs. I mean, I want to discuss about the Commonwealth stuff as well, but the Commonwealth stuff was pretty boring, to say the least. And I'm not saying that the Commonwealth season was bad, like season 11. I'm not saying that was a horrible season. It was a good season, right? I mean, if you really look at it, it was a well-made season. But the thing is that they ran into that original problem that they had with season 8, is that they went too political. And of course you could balance political and Walker territory at the same time, but the only gripe I have with season 11 is that they didn't make the Commonwealth as big as it was in the comics, and that's because the CRM was a thing, and also they wanted to do these spin-offs.
And when it comes to season 11 specifically, the Reapers, I could totally see that this was supposed to be something that was supposed to be mainly Daryl territory, because of course, show original character having a show original villains. So it would have made a lot of sense in how the original plan was, that they wanted season 11 to be only on the Reapers. But the fact that season 11 kind of got mixed around, that did confuse many people. But I'm still saying that the spin-offs could do really good, or even better than they already did. It's because you have Negan focused in New York, you have Daryl focused in, of course, Spain now, which that'll be in season 3, but currently France. And then you have, Rick kind of reaching a conclusion, but there's no way that this is just a conclusion.
Yeah, and with the hype of The Ones Who Live, right? I mean, I remember because I was covering content back when The Ones Who Live had a lot of hype, right? I mean, the hype was through the roof for that show. But in my opinion, and what I've been seeing online from a lot of fans, is that The Ones Who Live had a very disappointing ending, and that is solely because they killed off Major General Beale at the end of that 8-episode show. Is it 8 episodes or 6 episodes?
Around there, could be in between 6 or 8. It was just a limited series. Right?
Yeah, it was a limited series, because I totally forgot how many episodes The Ones Who Live had. I'm gonna lean more towards 6 episodes. But yeah, I'm not saying that the show was very forgettable, because that was a Rick and Michonne show, but it seemed like that everything that they built up from from season 6, season 7, right? I mean, when they started showing the helicopters and stuff like that, I mean, they really delved into CRM territory in season 8 with Jadis and Rick seeing the helicopter during All Out War, and they made it seem like that this was going to be a huge connected universe, right? The CRM, they had their hands in Fear the Walking Dead, they had their own spin-off with World Beyond. And then The Ones Who Live was the main event, where they had to show Rick Grimes in the CRM. And then they killed Jadis and Major General Beale, which was my major gripe with that spinoff.
Yeah, and personally, in my opinion, it could either be they're just playing a joke on us, and it could just be like something bigger from the CRM emerges. There's a bigger problem. Major General Beale was just a mask. But in my personal opinion, since The Ones Who Live, it feels like The Walking Dead has been radio silent. It feels like nothing is going on.
Yeah, and as we all know, right? I mean, a Dead City season 2 is coming out, Daryl Dixon season 2 is coming out, and about 2 days ago, they started shooting Daryl Dixon season 3, and that is exciting and all, but again, like, I don't see that same excitement like there was when these spin-offs were first announced. And when it comes to the spin-offs, right, because I want to talk a little bit more about the spin-offs, I personally think that the spin-offs had hype because of The Ones Who Live and Rick Grimes' return. And I'm not saying that people are not excited to see Daryl again, Negan, Maggie, Carol, but I'm just saying that because Rick Grimes was gone for so long, people had that certain excitement for The Ones Who Live, and it was very disappointing when they concluded it in the way that they did, and they didn't announce a season 2, because there was so much potential. Because even in Fear the Walking Dead, Morgan left the show looking for Rick Grimes, and them not touching upon that, them not connecting this whole story with Rick and Morgan, right? Because like how I mentioned before, Morgan's story is going to revolve around looking for Rick, but if Rick is already back at Alexandria and the Commonwealth, then what's the point of Morgan's whole character going forward?
And in my personal opinion, from what has been going on, I could just really say this, that I can't keep defending the current story. I don't know if you would agree with me here. If they don't just eventually have some sort of Avengers style crossover and have it that everybody is finally coming back, because me personally, that's my biggest anticipation currently for The Walking Dead, that I want to see all of them get back together, have some sort of We Are the Walking Dead style thing, you know, like you were the walking to my dead, and, you know, just, I'm saying, you know, like, have everything come back together.
Yeah, and I think that that is a really great point you made there, because like a whole discussion about The Walking Dead having a spin-off that, which is a big crossover, is very, very likely, and I really hope that that is a thing that they do, because like, again, like, who is going to be the main big bad, right? Because with Major General Beale gone, you either have Mason Beale, like Major General Beale's son, or you have Pamela Milton, who is still alive and locked up in the Commonwealth.
It could very well be possible that the CRM, they will have some sort of reawakening where they're like, yeah, you know what? Whatever we were doing, it doesn't matter. All we need is to avenge Major General Beale, so we have to get Rick Grimes. Where is Rick Grimes? He's at some place called the Commonwealth. And then now this is where the Commonwealth versus CRM starts. And by looks of it, how they show in The Ones Who Live, it looks like something like the Commonwealth could take down something like the CRM. So they would make a story like that, and they would just make it that on time Daryl comes, the Fear characters, World Beyond, because those are also good guys. And by then, that's where they try bringing some sort of big event. But for now, I don't know what's going on, because it looks like their plan is just going left and right.
Yeah, like, and yeah, like, I think that The Walking Dead didn't really fall off, but, like, I think that they kind of lost that interest from fans. And I'm not saying that the storytelling and all of that is bad. What I'm trying to say is that they don't have any direction anymore, because ever since season 9, when Rick Grimes left, their whole direction was to Rick Grimes again, right? You know, to bring him back, to gain all of that hype, to have all that build up. With Rick Grimes coming back and then concluding his story in The Ones Who Live, I don't see any direction, because, like, again, even the CRM is gone, and we don't know what they're going to be doing with the Walking Dead universe, because now with season 2 of Daryl Dixon and season 2 of Dead City and also season 3 of Daryl Dixon, like, you could see some sort of direction, but it seems very small, right? It seems like a very small scale direction. And what I really want from The Walking Dead is that they have something broader, right? I mean, yeah, Daryl is going back to America, right? Probably by the end of season 3. But then, is that going to be the conclusion of Daryl's story as well?
To this point, as much as I love Daryl, as much as I love The Walking Dead, the way how they're just going with the story, I just say they let go of the universe and make it that the walkers win by the end, just to keep some people happy and make it realistic story-wise, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like, and I think that was one of the original endings from Robert Kirkman in the comics, is that, like, he wanted the walkers to win, and I think that that could very well be the ending at this point, because you need some sort of huge event to close off the story, and I think that a big walker herd invading the Commonwealth and Alexandria would be another way to bring these characters together. It's just that the point I'm trying to make here is that some sort of direction would be nice to captivate that audience again, to get that attention again that The Walking Dead once had back in season 1 and season 6, and also back when the Ones Who Live and all these other spin-offs were announced. And now that's it for today's video. I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, like of just me and my brother discussing about The Walking Dead, please like the video and comment down your feedback. And if you guys want more Walking Dead content and just more deep dives into characters and the show itself, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you guys really enjoyed this video, we will be making a future of The Walking Dead video, like a video like this, just discussing what the future of The Walking Dead could be, more of a deep dive breakdown into that discussion. And also, I'm thinking about making a Walking Dead iceberg video, so if that is something that interests you, please like the video and comment down below. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.